Hello, and welcome to this trauma-informed yoga sequence where we are going to work on stretching and strengthening the quads, which are the muscles on the front of the thighs. We'll start standing and eventually get down to the ground. So you can join me on your yoga mat, standing, find a comfortable spot, and we'll begin. So as you stand on your mat so that we can start to activate the muscles on the front of the legs, I invite you to march up and down as if you're walking, but we're just walking on the spot, getting those thigh muscles engaged, those leg muscles engaged. Couple more marches. Really feeling that stability of the hips as you move. Last one on the other side. Now that the legs are a little bit warm, moving into Warrior 2, I invite you to take your left leg, bend the front knee, keep the back leg straight, keep the back foot facing the length of your mat. The front foot's going to face the top of your mat and bend the front leg. Working through the strength of this front leg here, keeping it bent. You can bring the arms up if you would like, or you can keep them down by your side. Take a nice inhale and exhale here. You can stay here with me. If it ever feels like too much, you can always come out. One more inhale and exhale. Straightening that front leg here, bringing that front foot so it's facing 45 degrees, facing the edge of the mat. Your other foot is going to do the same, and we'll move into goddess here. So from here, we're bending into both legs, working those quad muscles. Arms can stay down, arms can go up in goddess arms, choosing the variation that works best for you. Holding for a couple breaths, knowing you can come out at any time. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can straighten the legs. One more breath here, in and out. On that nice exhale, coming back up. Doing Warrior 2 on the other side. So now we're going to take this left leg, we're going to face it so it's the length of your mat. Right foot is going to face the other way, and we're going to bend through that right knee. Warrior 2 on this side. Once again, arms can stay down or they can come up. Do what works for your body. Holding here, working this quad muscle again. Don't worry, we won't be doing strength the whole time. We will move into some mobility and stretching as well. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. If those arms are up, you can let them go. Coming back up. And we'll move down into a low lunge. So you can windshield your body. You can get down to the ground however feels comfortable for you. Placing that back knee down. If you want a pillow for the knee, feel free to grab that. Front leg is up. And from here, just taking a few breaths in this low lunge. So work a little bit of balance throughout the legs. If you want to feel a bit more of a stretch through the quad on the back leg, you can tuck your tailbone under. Imagine there's a string coming from the top of your head. You're lifting the body up nice and tall. Few more breaths here. And on the next exhale, I invite you to take the leg that's standing and bring it next to the other leg. So now you're on both knees. From here, moving into a mini camel to stretch out the quads once again. So keeping that body up nice and tall. Once again, you can tuck that tailbone under. Once you tuck, you may feel more of a pull or more of a stretch through the front of the thighs, and you can just really gently bring your body back. So you don't need to lean super far. If you have a wall next to you, you can always hold the wall for balance. We'll just lean here for a few breaths, getting that stretch through the front of the legs. One more inhale. On the exhale, bringing the other leg up. So now we're working through low lunge on the other side here. Once again, stretching through that back quad. You can tuck the tailbone under. Imagine that string through the top of your head if you want a different sensation through the front of the thigh here. And breathe. One more inhale. And on the exhale, letting everything go. Come down onto your hands and knees. And then once there, you're going to turn your body. So you're sitting. Now we're going to do something called 90-90 here. So you're going to take the right leg and you're going to take the knee or the shin. So it's at a 90-degree angle here. So you have foot and shin, knee parallel 90 degrees to the hip. Same thing on the back leg here. So leg back, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. If this does not feel comfortable, you can always sit up on a block. That feels better for your hips, or you don't have to be quite at 90 degrees. You can play around with the angles of your feet. Biggest thing here is to kind of work through some stretching in through the hips and through the quads. So from here, you can stay sitting. If you would like to feel a different sensation, you can bring your body forward. So one arm's going more forward. You may feel this a bit more in the glutes, not so much the quads, but we'll take a breath here. And on the exhale, coming back up, switching sides. So now the left leg is going to go 90-90 on one side, right leg 90-90 back, perhaps feeling the pull through the quad here. And then again, you can stay up nice and tall, or you can take your hand and just bring it forward for a different sensation, a different stretch here. One more breath. On the exhale, coming back up, joining me lying on your side, whichever side you prefer, lying on my left. Going to take top leg, and we're going to work through a stretch for the quad here. So with the top leg, you're going to bend the top knee. Now you might decide to stay just like this. If you want, you can grab your ankle of the top leg and just give it a bit of a pull. So you're getting a little bit more of a stretch through the quad. Up to you how far back you want to pull or how far up you want to pull. Being mindful of your low back as you do this, making sure you're not feeling any discomfort there. If instead of your hand, you would prefer to use a strap, go ahead and grab that. We'll just stay here for a couple breaths. You can support your head with your hand if you'd like. Gentle stretch through the front of the leg here. One more breath if you are still with me. On the exhale, if you're grabbing that leg, you can let it go, bring it straight out, and switch to the other side so that you can do the other leg. So other leg is on top this time. Taking the leg, grabbing the foot if you would like to get a bit of a stretch. Once again, being mindful of your back. If you notice that the muscle on the backs of your legs cramp at all, just come out of the stretch and you can always try again. And then rest into this stretch. Noticing the sensations of the body. One more breath here, in and out. Coming on to your back when you are ready, letting go of the leg. Couple more movements on the back. So as you're on the back here, I invite you to bend both your knees, having your feet about as wide as your mat. So they're a little bit wider than hip width. And then you're going to bring them both over to the right side, maybe feeling a pull or a stretch up through the top of the quad, top of the hip on the left here. Then you can bring them back to center and repeat the same thing on the other side, feeling a pull or a stretch to the top of the right leg. You can move back and forth doing this as fast or as slow as you like, finding your own rhythm. Gently stretching through those muscles. Once more each way. Moving into our final shape of the day. If you have a block or a bolster or a pillow, it might be handy to grab that for this. So we're going to move into a bridge, but we're going to have the block or the bolster or whatever you have support the body so that we can just let the quads relax. So pushing down through the feet, lifting the glutes up, and then you can take your block and just rest your body on the block. And then let everything go. Allow the block to support the legs. You can have the block as high or as low as you'd like. If you're not feeling much of a stretch and you want it higher, feel free to do that. Spending some time here. Tuning into the rest of the body if it feels safe to do so, and relaxing everything. Allowing the surface beneath you to support you. You can stay lying like this, or you can take your block out. Just bring your feet together and allow your knees to come out to the side for a bit of an inner thigh stretch. Giving yourself permission to rest here at the end of the practice. Honoring your body's needs and wants. I hope this practice felt good for the quads and the thighs. You can stay here as long as you would like. I'll see you next time.